everyone, this is Carla. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to do a project share with you. I've kind of been in the mood to make something kind of shabby chic, so that's what I've attempted to do with this. This is a little journal, and I've used some fabric to make the covering, and I've used some Hugs seam binding to kind of make the binding actually for this journal. And on the front I had some flowers in my stash, so I've used those to embellish. Behind the flowers I just took a piece of white cotton and kind of cut it with my pinking shears, and then I stitched around it right on top of this after it was finished. And I inked it up with a little bit of Tim Holtz Distress ink. And on the front also I have this little tassel. I didn't make this, I had this in my stash. And here is a little gold edged kind of a see-through embellishment of a butterfly. And the way that I made the closure is I stitched some of the fabric, and then I used a little snap, a little plastic snap on there. Used it on this side, and I also stitched across that on this cover. And then I used one of these little jewelry clamps to put on the end of it and attach my tassel there. On the inside, what I've mostly used to embellish this with is an SVG file that I got off of Etsy, and I printed it off and cut it out and fussy cut some of these smaller things and some of the little things I had in my stash. And I made a little pocket here with these little cards that came from that file. Here's a journal. This journal is one that I picked up at Hobby Lobby when they were doing a clearance sale. And this happens to be a bullet journal. And so I went ahead and I took the original cover off. I took it off and it was stitched, and so I took out the stitching, and before I even realized it, I had stitched it back up before I put the covering on it. So I ended up having to staple this cover on it after I'd stitched it. But if I'd been thinking, I would have just stitched the cover on as I stitched up the journal. And the base paper for this journal is Anna Griffin paper. So I put that in there. And this little pocket came from the file, and these little cards came from the file. And I used, like I said, the seam binding to use as a way to keep the journals attached to the binder. And here I have some more little cutouts from my file in the pocket. Same here. These are from the file. And on the inside for the pocket, there were also little cutout pockets in my file. So there's this pocket, and then there's also a little pocket here that I added and put things in as well. Added some things on these pockets. And this is just pretty much like the first one. I kind of tried to keep them just kind of alike, except this one has the lined paper. And again, the ephemera little tags. I punched holes in these and tied just a little bit of embroidery thread on there. Same for this one. Did the same thing pretty much. And then on the back, added this little pocket, this little bee I had in my stash, and these little cards. And then on the back here, I stitched on this little tab here to work for the closure. And after I put the signatures on with this seam binding ribbon, I just took one and tied them all together in a knot, as you can see here, and just let that dangle, and I think that looks pretty. You could even embellish that more, but since I had put this on the front. I didn't think I really wanted more on the side. I thought I'd just keep it a little simple. And I love these snaps. You just, put it on there and snap it on and cover that up, and there you go. So I hope you've enjoyed this little project share, and if you have, please give me a thumbs up. If you've not had a chance to subscribe, please subscribe, and until next time, bye-bye.